Oh, how y'all doing? Welcome back to another Errmal's World. We're going to do some more work today on Hogwarts, of course, because it's such a big thing. We're going to get some work done on that every episode. And maybe we'll talk a little bit this episode about SMP. SMP stands for Survival Multiplayer. So Minecraft Survival Multiplayer is where a bunch of people play on the server. Well, sounds easy, but maybe there's some fun little rules or some little reasons why you might want to be a part of an SMP. So we'll talk about some of those things, but of course, we're going to first get the chores done, get working on this Hogwarts. Okay, so let's go zoom around here. I've done a little bit of building to try to get ready for the next thing. I believe the Great Hall. Oh, I missed just because I'm professional. It's exactly where I meant to go. The Great Hall's done. And now this hall is the next hall. See, Great Hall, done. Oh, it just looks so good. Oh, I did add autos because they were in the model. And so now I'm thinking about this room. So I have a lot I want to talk about in the moving staircase room. Again, moving staircases, these staircases don't move, and they're not going to. If I could think of a cool way to do something, I might, but redstone-y something, but I doubt I'm going to come up with something. But when you look at all the pictures, it's actually a small room, and it's very cluttered, right? And there's a lot going on. I want this to go up 6 floors. So hold on, I'm on the 3rd floor now, the 4th floor there, 5th floor, the 6th floor, and then the spirally thing at the top is kind of how I've decided that I want this. The reason why I sized it the way I did, if you're curious about some of the math behind the magic, well, we didn't say some of the math. I did, because I'm a nerd, I looked at the pictures and actually counted the number of steps they had on each of those moving staircases. And then I said, okay, that was 10. It was 20, so that would be 10 blocks. But that was a little too big. I didn't want it that big. That was going to put it way too high. It was going to make it too big for this tower. So I went with 8. So I shrunk it down to 8. 8's a good number. So this is the 8th block at this floor. So there's really 7 blocks between floors. And then I decided, okay, well, if I want 8 on each level, then what I want 3 wide platforms, then do the math and figure it out. Okay, this is the size that I needed. This size was way too small for the circle that I had already made. During my little fly around, I don't know if it was noticeable, but I did shrink this size. This circle used to be 40 blocks in diameter. Now it is 34 blocks in diameter. So I shrink it. I also added some details that it looked like it had in the model. I'm not sure if I like those particular blocks for that detail. We'll live with it for now until we learn or have ideas on how to make things different. But with a 34, I'm able to really squeeze right up next to this square. Well, not square, this rectangle that's right next to that. As you can see, there's not a lot of room left to spare. The hallway looks cool, but it'll be mostly hidden. I decided to put in some bubble baiters because I think it's going to just get kind of complicated trying to navigate your way around. So this is how much space is kind of left over now. I just came in here to show you that. And so I think that's going to look a lot better on the outside. I think it's going to make this go easier. Because this is such a pain in the butt block, terracotta is, and I needed something else to break that up, I went with oak wood. So I'm still lukewarm on it. But I think I like it. I think. I'm not sure. And I'm going to go ahead, like I said, make this 6 stories tall. This is the largest of the circular towers in the model. So this is the big one. This is the big one where then once you get up to the top, then there's the little, on the little steeple part of it, this part of it, okay, but that's tiny compared to what this one's going to be. There's the 3 other like steeples, cone-shaped things popping out of the side. Yeah, that's this tower that I'm on. So this is big. It's supposed to be from the base to the tip about 3 times as tall But you can certainly tell right now that it's about the level of that ish. So if it's 3 times, so by the time we get it to there, that's going to be like the ceiling of the 6th floor, and that's as tall as that's going to be. But then somewhere in here is then the cone starts, and it's a ginormous cone, right? And that's what makes it 3 times as tall. So I think that's about right. Maybe it's still a little wide. Maybe I could have made it, instead of 34, maybe something smaller. Now, I also did some work on this building, and it's because as you start building things, you want to see how the other buildings connect to it, and then I just kind of got carried away and started building that out. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that room in just a second. And like I said, there's like window details, a few windows here and there that I don't have in there. There's a major detail that comes along, about right here. Maybe a little bit higher up than where I'm at. So that'll be fun to figure out how I'm going to do that. So today I am going to work more on the height of this. I'm going to work on the decorations with the oak wood and with the paintings, and hopefully we can get that level of interior done today. So just this inside. I don't know that I'm going to get anything fancy, anything super detail-y. I don't know if I'm going to get the elevators in. You know what? I'm thinking about something. Let me run over here. Yeah, so the elevators, I don't think I'll get those in. One of the things I'm thinking of for this hallway, this is the 2nd floor, that you would come in here. This would be like Filch's office, right? And maybe put a wall here or something and make this like just a little separate room, decorated as if it was, Filch had an office or Filch had a supply cabinet. And then, when you come in here, maybe even make it come all the way out to here and have like more of a hallway thing. What a jerk. On this side only, maybe some doors and just, have funny things said on them or something. But leave it kind of open on this side so you can be like, oh, I can see out these beautiful windows. Look at me looking out beautiful windows. Yay. Yeah, and maybe just put a wall up to hide because there's nothing there. And hide some lighting. I don't know if I'm going to use the pumpkin trick because you'd see the pumpkins from the floor below. I mean, see, I've tried to outline some ideas before, but I don't think I'm going to go with those. Now, the 3rd floor, what's important about the 3rd floor is, yes, there's more Skelly Bobs, but fluffy. Remember the 3rd floor hallway? I want to announce to all first years that if you go to the 3rd floor hallway, you will have the most horrible death. Remember that phrase that Dumbledore said? And then they get stuck when the magic staircase accidentally moves while they're on it, and they end up on the 3rd floor, and they walk around, and it's deserted. There's lots of doors along the edges, and so that looks perfect because we're inside the ceiling. So really kind of make it look kind of spooky a little bit, right? Cobwebbed, maybe even in a couple places. And then at the end of the hallway on the right, just like you said, that's where Fluffy will be. Fluffy will be here on the 3rd floor, I guess. And then you go through the hatch to get to the different parts of the book one, right? Fluffy first, and then whatever happened after Fluffy in Harry Potter book 1, that would all be there in that room. Although, which is weird because they have this connector there. So, I don't know how I'm going to do that. Just thought about that. It just might be a connector that doesn't have an actual way to get to it. It doesn't sound awesome. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay. Anyways, I wanted to bring you up to date with where I am in this room, and hopefully by the end of this episode, this room looks like a room, and with walls and stuff, and with staircases that aren't just barely started. Okay, so I'm going to jump off of this, and we're going to start doing that, and we'll get right back with you as soon as we have something to report. Welcome back. Oh boy, that was a lot of work. I'm going to quickly show you a little bit what I did. It's not done. Not done. But I'm loving it. I'm loving it. This is looking really good. You can see how the portraits, they won't move and talk to the players, but you know, there they are. I think that looks nice using the picture frames for that. This ceiling, the roof is all in. You know, I'm thinking about doing it, and I'll show you in a second from down there what it looks like, but I still might put a dark oak ceiling on it to make it even like a kind of a darker look even. But we'll see. Just kind of take a look around. Got some baddies who don't like me. I don't like you either. All right, let's go ahead and jump down the middle here. Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah. Oh, that was awesome. That was exactly how I planned it. Exactly how I planned it. All right, so you're walking in. Oh, by the way, this is an awesome room. Oh, I'm so happy with this room. Okay, so you're walking in. Oh yeah, the staircases. Look it. Yeah, and there's even one moving. I do like that that ceiling is way, way up there. That kind of adds that depth. Yeah, so maybe I'll leave it. But I'd need a better transition, though. I don't know if I like just the open kind of transition. I'll figure something out. But yeah, look at this. You got the oak, sort of, you know, it's a giraffe. It's like a giraffe room. You think it's the moving staircase room, but it's the giraffe room. Those are giraffe dots. I like, you know, the one staircase that's in the middle of moving. I don't know where it's moving from since there's one right next to it. I guess I didn't think about that all the way through. Still, I like it. And then from the outside, as you saw in the time lapse, let's go zoomy over there. Oh, it's going to be nighttime. Sunset behind. Now, some of the things that this castle has, this tower that I've been working on, does have a lot of super tiny windows that will probably be represented by a single black glass block, I'm thinking. But they will be plenty of them dotted throughout the tower. And then, of course, the top of the tower, the ceiling, the roof, is a little bit more pointed. I didn't quite get the right ratio. I don't know how much I care. Do I want to go through and redo it? It does have the funny little 3 extra towers that hang on to each other, come off of it. So when I get those in, if it looks garbagey, you know, it has the little towers that will go up there. If it looks garbagey, then I will fix it. But anyways, yeah, look at that. It's getting there. All right, everybody. I did a lot more work on the building. I'm not at that building. I am back at sort of the town center area because I want to talk a little bit about Minecraft in survival multiplayer and what I like about it. Maybe I'll say some things that you thought of. Maybe I won't say some things you thought of. But it'll just be some of those cool things that make it fun to play in a multiplayer setting. Not only do you get to see each other's, you know, mega builds and that you get to help each other out and those sorts of things, but some of the other things, as you all know, people are different. Minecraft people are different. They like to play in different ways and they like to do different things. So there's a little bit of something for everybody. So, you know, survival multiplayer is not for everybody. And load in. But one of the fun things you can do is, you know, have a little community center, or like this one, where people buy and sell wonderful things. So that can help you. It's like, oh, I really want to build something, but I don't really want to go through all the grind of getting a big pile of something. So if you look at this Rockbow's traveling sales card over here, you can say, oh yeah, if you want to buy some things, you know, 3 emeralds per stack. Everything in here is 6 emeralds per stack. So on and so forth. A bucket of fish. I won't necessarily go through all of the different shops. You know, we do have shops for wool, in the big sheep there, shops for enchanted books in the funny looking old building there. A wood shop. Some of these shops are super elaborate and people spend a lot of time on them. Some of these shops were just sort of simple, but it lets you as a player help each other out because you can, yes, you can make money, but you can also, there's a shop up there in the trees. This one's just dedicated to bread. These ones out here are dedicated to different types of rocks and stones. So it just helps you. Yeah, it's fun to build something for other people to come and take a look at. It helps you to take advantage of those. So having a little sort of market economy, we've chosen emeralds here on this server. Lots of servers will use diamonds. Whatever you pick, right? It's just fun to have those sorts of things. The other type of things that I enjoy is, some of the interactions you have with the others. In fact, these tree houses, there's this one, there's this one, there's the one over there. I believe there's one over here. We had a treehouse building competition where we then, scored each other on a bunch of silly attributes to see who, won the best treehouse. Just fun stuff. Another building competition occurred over here, sort of a seasonally focused competition. This one was based on, Halloween. Dun, 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 big spooky builds. It's just a lot of fun, and you can win some stuff. There's actually a Christmas sleigh there because we did a Secret Santa on the server. Uh-oh. I'm going to have to sleep here pretty soon. Other sorts of games here in the Carnival District, a lot of these just are here to look like it's a Carnival District. They're not really so much of a game that you're going to want to spend a lot of time on. Of course, there's the dungeon game, and there's the whole video about the dungeon game, which is a major attraction if someone wants to be on the server to play that. But all these other games are just sort of, how high can you bounce off the block, like bumper boats. I wouldn't say these are necessarily SMP requirements. A two-player game that has to do with, riding your boats on the ice through a little obstacle course, if you will. One of the other fun games that someone built, Squared Fireball built, it's a little bit farther away, but I think I can get to it pretty quick. Yeah, look at this. So this was a hide-and-seek map. It was made, like I said, Candyland theme, a lot of wool, and I have a wool shop, so I did really well when this was being built. The entrance down here where you get your invisibility potion so people can't see your name tag and blah blah blah, and then we had lots of fun. We had a whole bunch of people on the server, and we did some hide and seek, several rounds of that. If you were the type of person like, no, when I'm around other people, all I want to do is slash my sword at them and scar their face up. And I don't want to build anything. I just want to see if I can get the, go get the coolest armor really fast and go around hack and slash everybody. There's those type of people out there. There is a PvP arena where the goal was, to have a bunch of people on the server, and that we would, come to the arena and we would have different things. There's different traps and different weirdo mechanisms in the arena. There's, like arrows that will shoot out if you hit the right button behind the scene. There's lava that comes out. There's mobs that can be released. There's a few. This had a bunch of spiders in it, but they all died. They all died because they crawl up somewhere in here and then they fall. And that's no good. And then, of course, there's a bunch of skellies in here. Hi, Skelly. Hi. 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 Yeah. Hi. Yeah, so and there was room for more things over there. We never actually played in the PvP arena. It was something that we had kept trying to get people together to do. Place to save your spawn, all your different ways of scoring. But we never got it to actually happen. So those mobs have been in there for a long time. Oh, I'm totally an expert. Now there. That is done. I got the little doofers, the little other pillar-pillar-y pillars, towery towers coming off the edge there. I was hoping that they would be big enough that it would be fun to walk through them. But in order to have them big enough to walk in, they're actually they'd have to be way bigger. You can't really walk through those. So, sad face. Sad. But I did redo the peak, the slope. It used to just come to here. Now it does go all the way up. Like got the little windows, got those little windows. Man, it looks really good. And then of course let's go ahead and do a fly all the way around. Yeah. I have to do a little bit of the buildings next to it just so I know how it all connects. So that's why these buildings are somewhat done, but not completely done. And then, of course, let's go ahead and take a look inside. As you know, inside this tower is the moving staircase room, and it is also done. Very, very cluttered. Very lots of stuff to try to take in. It's just things are moving, things are talking to you, staircases are moving. I think it does have that vibe. The lighting's good. The lighting's well hidden. You don't see weird torch spam except for in the rooms that aren't done on the outside. Yeah, I think it looks really good. I'm super happy with it. Decided to go with the trapdoors, kind of help as guardrails. And all these silly things. Oh, I've done so much work. There you go. See, this is a closer look. My face. Yep. Yeah, you can see you can't really do much in those. The next project, well, I mean, it's still going to be Hogwarts is the project. Oh, I'm an expert. I'm an expert. Totally meant to do it that way. I'm working on this tower. Just going to have a little woot. It's got an extra little tower that hums off the side. There's actually a little tower that comes out of the middle. The windows. There's a little rampy ramp that goes over to this part of Hogwarts over there. So this is, from there to there, sort of my goal, exterior-wise. Interior-wise, I don't know if I'm going to get that done, but exterior-wise, I'm going to get those things finished up. I got that little tower finished up, the little top on that one. Did more of the slopey slope. I can't really see it from here, but around the back. Tons of little work that happens throughout the week when you're just like, I'm not in the mood to build buildings. I'm in the mood to grind for resources. I'm in the mood to do landscaping. And no matter what I'm in the mood for, there's something in this build that needs that. So, like I said, grinding or creative or detailing. There's so much work that needs to be done. There's always something I can do. All right, well, this has been fun. I've talked for a long time. We will obviously work some more on Hogwarts in the next episode. Maybe we'll think of something else that's fun and cool to talk about. And so this is Errmal signing off. Talk to you guys later.